Shalom to you and welcome. In this video, we're going to review proving two segments or two angles congruent based on side, angle, side, and angle, side, angle. Again, if we are able to prove, to show that three sides of two triangles are congruent, or a side and an angle in between them and another side is congruent, or that an angle and a side in between them and another angle are congruent, then those two triangles are congruent. So here we are given that WX is perpendicular to UV. So when two lines are perpendicular, it means their adjacent angles are congruent. So we start by that given, number one. So WX is perpendicular to UV and it's given. Based on this statement follows our second statement, then angle 5 is congruent to angle 6 because of the definition of perpendicular lines. Or if two lines are perpendicular, their adjacent angles are congruent. So either one would work. So what else can we say? Well, we look at these two triangles, VWX and UWX. We see right away that this line here, they share this line. So WX, we can go ahead and say that WX is congruent to itself, okay, because it's reflexive, by reflexive property. So now we have shown that this angle and this side is congruent, and from what we are given here, that WU from WU is congruent to WV. So we can write that down. WU is congruent to WV and it's given. And right now we have it that for these two triangles, that this side is congruent to this side. They are corresponding. This side is congruent to itself, and this angle is congruent to this angle, and therefore we have side, angle, side. So side, angle, side. So by side, angle, side, we know that those two triangles are congruent. So 5, triangle UWX is congruent to triangle VWX by side, angle, side postulate. Okay, so once we have proved that the two triangles are congruent, then any of their corresponding side or corresponding angles are congruent. So we can make any further statement based on that. So angle V would be congruent to angle U. So angle V is corresponding to angle U because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So, and we can say the same thing, that angle 3 is congruent to angle 4 based on the same fact. So angle 3 is congruent to angle 4 based on the corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So now what can we say about angle 2? Well, we go back to what is given. We are told that WX is also perpendicular to YZ. So WX is perpendicular to YZ. Okay, so therefore, okay, so let's write that down. WX is perpendicular to YZ. and it's given. So then therefore we can say that angle, since we already know that angle 3 is congruent to angle 4, then we can say that angle 1 plus angle 3 is congruent to angle 2 plus angle 4. Okay, based on the definition of perpendicular lines. Okay, then because angle 4 and angle 2 are going to be right angles, and angle 3 and angle 1 are going to be right angle too, because this line is perpendicular to WX. And therefore, since we can substitute angle 3 and angle 4 because they are equal, if they are equal, then angle 1 and 2 must be equal. So angle 1 must be congruent to angle 2 by substitution, either by substitution or subtraction property. If we substitute 3 for 4 or 4 for 3, and then we subtract one of it from both sides, and then we'll have angle 1 left congruent to angle 2. Okay.